All right, Unpacking the Baggage podcast. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Glad you guys could be with us. We're getting ready to start this. We were trying to get our cameras and all of this audio stuff that we got going on. Britt gonna get back in here. We don't have the kids here today, so normally they're our podcast producers are not with us today, so we are actually doing it ourselves. What's up, Britt? On the mic, Britt.
Yeah.
I got to get you on the mic. Adjust your mic so you can get closer to you.
What he do? Hey,
There's
you guys.
Brittany. Okay, let me
I
hear.
missed you guys.
There you go. Say something else again.
Hey,
what?
you guys. I
That's
missed
perfect.
you.
That's perfect.
What's
All
up,
right, so-
TikTok? What's up, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube? Hey.
All right, so we're getting it together. Unpacking the Baggage podcast. Listen, we got a really good Super Bowl party for you today. As you notice, we're both wearing our jerseys. I am wearing my favorite Tampa Bay team, even though we did not make it to the Super Bowl.
I just bought a jersey.
Why does that microphone look like it's in your way? In Facebook?
That's what I was trying to tell you. So that's why what we'll do is we're going to share this mic, and we'll have
But that
our own
doesn't work. That does not work because it needs to be in the middle.
Well, what do you
Can you bring it down?
That's what I was trying to do, but it wasn't.
Right here. Yeah, that's better.
But then it keeps like coming up.
We're good.
Okay.
I'd rather it be there, even though that's fine. All right. Okay. Facebook, can you guys hear us good? We probably need to have our mics toward this way next time, but we'll fix that. I'm gonna have my mic here, put yours there. Okay, at least so they can see you. All right, y'all. We really take in consideration everything that you guys suggestions that you talk. Last week we had issues with Kane being heard, so we actually went and purchased a mic for Facebook, for YouTube. I am going to click over to our YouTube people and just see if anybody's over there trying to talk to us. We'll have to go back and forth, Brittany. Do you have your iPad to look at your comments?
Yes.
All right, so how y'all doing on this Super Bowl Sunday? As he said, bang, bang. I said San Francisco fan there, Joe A. Carpenter.
Hey, Joe.
I see you.
What's
I
up,
see you.
Joe?
So who y'all think winning the Super Bowl? You know what I'm saying? We actually broadcasting a lot earlier than we normally do because we understand that Super Bowl is the most watched anything out of all sports, out of everything. So we didn't think that at 7 o'clock, our normal broadcast time, that y'all would be with us. So we come in a little early. We will leave our live up and y'all can share it. Please do us one favor in all of our chats on Facebook, on Instagram. I don't know if you can share it.
TikTok.
YouTube. Please share it. Take a minute right now and share our live. Please share it. I thought that this was on my page, and my son would tell me every week that, Dad, this is not on your page.
And his daughter. I mean, I think I'm young enough to be his daughter.
Yeah, you know, be my damn daughter. What the hell? What the hell out of y'all? Brittany, stop it.
Okay, my bad.
So anyway, I thought that this was being broadcast on my page, and I didn't know that I had to share it because I thought if you tag somebody, it was automatically on your page. So I'm going to ask everybody to please right now share this live. Hit the share button. Please go share this.
Please.
All right? On all our different social media platforms, can you guys hear us well? Hopefully you guys can hear us on Facebook. And I've already did a mic check on Instagram, and ask them on TikTok over there on TikTok. Can y'all hear us on TikTok? Even though I'm not turning
We're
right, I
still
can't
building
turn.
followers up on TikTok, but can you guys hear us on
To your
TikTok?
mic. You got to stay close to your mic, Brittany. You got several things
you
going
remember
on.
we have these mics here, so
No, but I still need you there. I still need.
Oh,
you.
here.
Yep,
Gotcha.
That's our main because that's our stuff that when I
Gotcha.
reproduce it.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, all right. So now I think we got all of these 55 different
I hope
social
they can't
media.
hear me breathing.
No, they can't hear you breathing.
I don't want to sound fat now.
Bro, stop it.
Who is this? Joe Carpenter. I missed you too, Bookie Butt. Hey,
he missed-
Shannon. Yeah, he said he missed me too.
Nobody missed you, Brittany.
They do miss
No,
me.
Nobody miss you. How can I see my comments here? That's what I need to be. I need to be able to see my comments.
Well,
Like, I
click on
can't
the
even see my
video.
comments. Why come I can't see my last week? I could see my comments.
Yeah, because you need to click on the video. Blow it up.
Here we go.
That's what I'm saying. He's old. Down there at the bottom.
I'm good. You better
Right
hope
there,
you be able
over
to
to
get
the-
my age.
There you go.
There he is.
There
All
you
right, there you
go.
go.
Look at you.
Come on, don't be talking about me. Hey, Brian, she talking about your dad. All right, so we're getting ready to start. Okay, so now we've got all our business taken care of. Brittany, please tell these great listeners if they want to, um, what am I saying?
Sponsor.
Sponsor. Thank you, Brittany.
If you
they
guys want to
sponsor.
sponsor us, the
see
first
if you
thing
get it
that
right.
we need for you guys to do is to like, share, and comment. We need you guys to be interactive. That's the first thing that we appreciate about you guys sponsoring us. That's free. Share this live. I want you guys to be interactive. The next thing, you can email us at unpackingthebaggagepodcastlr@gmail.com. Yeah, I've been doing my, yeah. And another thing, if you guys are wanting to sponsor us, we don't care what it is, anything helps. We're looking for boutiques. We're looking for shoe boutiques, clothing. We're looking for food
Money?
vendors.
People got money. We need money. We need
definitely do.
cash.
If we volunteers, if you guys want to, come and help us at the show, sometimes you guys can. Who was that? Joe Carpenter. Thank you for the stars. Also, so anything like that can help us out. It can be, like I said, it can be free. It can be money. It can be boutiques. Anything. If you guys want us to broadcast anything that you are trying to sell, we're here to do that. Again, free things that you guys can help sponsor us with is like, share, and comment on this live. Yes, it's very free, and we appreciate it all. Share this live if you're on here. We have 13 people on here now. Share the live. We know everybody's getting ready for the Super Bowl, but even after, if you come in and you're watching the rewatch or whatever, share it for us, please. Like and comment, share, whatever. So we appreciate it all.
All right, and then also we do have a new information line. If you guys want to talk to us, you can actually put your comments on Instagram. We will read them. You can put them on Facebook. We will read them. You can put them on TikTok. We will read them. But we also, last week, we have our information line that you can actually call us. Do you want to pin that up there again? That you can call us and you can talk. You can speak your comment. Our information line is 501-650-9726. I'm going to say it again, 501-650-9726. Brittany is going to pin it so that we will have it when you guys need it. You can actually call. You say your name. My name is Joe Smith. I am calling from Arkansas. And what's your comment? That's, so we're trying to get so that you could be very interactive through all sources. Okay. 501, Brittany just put it in there, 650-9726. And I think we'll start. Now, last week, we had a great time. We talked with Eddie Kane. Shout out to Eddie Kane for coming and sharing his deal. Next week, we have, what's the gentleman's name that's talking with us next week?
Kentrell Shepherd.
Kentrell Shepherd, is that his Facebook name?
Yes.
So y'all hit Kentrell Shepherd up and let him know if there are any questions that you guys want him to talk about. Hit myself up, Brittany up. If there are any comments or topics that you want us to bring up for Kentrell next week, because he's going to be our guest. And if you'd like to be a guest, you could also send that same why we should let you come on to that same email, okay? Now, so we started off wanting to do this Super Bowl party, Brittany, but I think I've had a change of heart, right? I think I want to throw a curveball. Are you with me with throwing curveballs?
Yeah, I'm with you.
So something happened, I guess, about 2 days ago. And I had all of these great Super Bowl games and all these games that we were going to play. And we might eventually get to do that at the end of the podcast. But I'm going to, I don't know if I could go, if I'm live here, can I go and search what do you still have it there on your page? Mm-hmm. Okay, let me see if I could go. I'm going to.
You can.
I can go there?
Yeah, let's leave that out and go to my.
All right, so let me search. I guess I need to.
Just click my name.
Okay. There it is. Mm-hmm. All right, so about 2 days ago, I was actually on Facebook, and I noticed that you had posted something. Mm-hmm. Here it is right here. I noticed that you had posted something, and as I started to read it, it really marked in my heart. It hit my heart. And instead of doing our fun Super Bowl stuff that we had planned today, we're going to throw a curveball. I think we need to talk about something that I think was very important. I read it, and I think a lot of people kind of share your same sentiments. And so I think that this is way more important to talk about this at this time. This wasn't practiced. This wasn't scripted. I just felt like, after reading this, God was kind of moving me to say, okay, B, let's you have a responsibility that we are talking to over 31,000 people. Thank y'all for tuning in every week and listening to us. Thank us for comments. We having over 500 and 600 comments in one episode. Thank y'all for sharing the love with us and going through this growing experience with us.
Yes, we really appreciate it.
We really appreciate, but we have a great responsibility to talk about things that are prevalent, what people want to hear, and what we need to be talking about.
And let me put a disclaimer out there, because what he's about to read is something that's very dear to me. It's how I really felt, and I don't know if I'm going to get emotional or not, but I'm already feeling that way anyway. So if y'all see me crying, bear with me. I'm going to let him read it, but just bear with me.
And understand that sometimes we live our life on this podcast for others. And so God has put us in a position that we are living our life experience right in front of you. The things we go through, we share them with you. The ups, the downs. Sometimes it's not very popular to put the down things in front of you guys for judgmental purposes. Everybody is not non-judgmental. So oftentimes we put our life in front of you guys. We speak our comments, but we tell the true who we really are. Britney and I are very transparent. I talk week in and week out about the reason why I felt so compelled to choose her as a co-host. Just because she is just so transparent. And when I read this, I literally almost got emotional and started crying. So I'm going to read it, okay? And then we're going to talk about it. This post that she posted a day ago. All right, go to Brittany's Arnold Facebook page and you'll see the actual post that I'm talking about. And I'm going to read it. It says, I lost myself in every piece of love I had to give away. It's gone. Now I save my good days filled with love for my rainy days when depression hits. Understand that love was once so easy for me to give myself, even when everyone around me was hurting and I couldn't give my love. I was our vessel. I always been everyone's number one phone call away or everyone's uplifting friend. These days, love feel like childbirth with no meds or a toothache on the first days. It hurts. It hurts when someone says to me, these days, I'm lucky if love even exists for me to myself. I literally just want to be left alone. Yes, I still love everyone, strangers, families, and friends. I even pray for my enemies or people who don't like me just because. As of yet, I'm so disappointed in myself for allowing love to dictate my life as it relates to my current situation. I've come too far to let a relationship bring my happiness and my career to where it is now. I'll never forgive myself for this. February the 9th, 2023 was a date I'll never forget. Were you trying to say 2022? Okay, you're saying 2 days ago that you'll never forget that.
2023, that's last year. We're 2024 now.
Damn. Don't tell me. All right, back in front of the mic too. So February 9th, 2023 was a date that I'll never forget. So when I read that, I was doing something. I can't remember where I was.
Woo, I'm hot and I'm sweating. I'm nervous. I don't even get nervous on the show. I literally don't.
I can't remember what I was doing, Brittany, but I stopped immediately, and I called you. And I said, Britt, I said, what's going on? And you picked up the phone and you said to me, you said, I'm only answering the phone call for you.
Yeah.
You said, I don't want to talk to nobody. You said, first of all, why did you answer my call?
Well, to be honest, I kind of knew that you was dealing with something too, but the situation that we're in, we've already made.
Oh, that's not how it happened. I lied.
No, you called me.
but I sent you a picture first.
Oh yeah, you sent.
And that's why.
That's why I said
Okay,
we're
so I
both
want to
going
be
through.
okay. No, no.
Yeah.
I sent her a video and a picture of something that was very prevalent in my life. Um, it was something that I was bothered by that was happening, and I sent it to Britney. And hey, Tam. And that's I actually called. So you answered my call because you knew that I was struggling with something because of the picture and the video that I had sent you. You knew that I was struggling. You knew that you needed to be there to talk this out for me as well.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Yeah.
But when I got you, I said, Britt, I said, what's happening? I said, you straight? And you said no. And you told me that day, which was I guess 2 days ago, was the anniversary date of a big situation that had happened, a life-changing event that had happened in your life, and this was the year anniversary, and you were struggling.
Yes.
When I got on the phone with you, I kind of felt like you were in a depressed stage. You wasn't the normal Britney that I normally hear when I talk
Right.
to you daily.
Right.
You wasn't cracking jokes. You wasn't laughing. You wasn't doing any of those things that Britney normally does.
Right.
And I said that, Britney, I just read your post about love. And do you kind of want to start? Where do you want to start with this, right? Do you, I think, I don't know if you want to start back on February the 9th, 2023. Obviously, this post was talking about, I read this post to say that you no longer believe in love
No.
and that you think love does not exist because of your past experience with love. And the fact that you have not had a great success going back from a kid really being loved. And the reason why I felt like we should abort this Super Bowl party, because I think to much is given, much is required. And God calls us to do certain things, and we have to move on those things. Sometimes he doesn't tell us why he called us to do something, or he put it on our mind, our heart to do these things, but we have to be obedient. And so one of the reasons why I wanted to switch our Super Bowl topic from something that I think is very prevalent, because I also believe that other people share your experience that they don't believe in love. And we might have listeners out there that are listening to us today, or that listen to us week in, and part of those 31,000 people that listen to us every week that are struggling and do not believe in love. And they believe because they've been hurt in the past by past relationships, past friends, family members. They've never really been shown true, genuine love, that they don't believe that love exists.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a problem. And I think that not only you struggle with that, I think more than you struggle with that. And I think that by talking about that, I think that ultimately we help others. And so I want to turn it over to you about maybe explaining this post when you wrote it. What exactly are you saying when you say, I don't believe love exists? I think at some point in time, you might not even want to share what happened last year that brought you to this post. You might want to. I'll follow your lead. I'll turn it over, and you share as much as you want to.
Okay.
You take your time. If you get emotional, we're going to stay right here. I think the people here, we've got Tam on here. We've got other people. We've got Shannon on here. We've got Corey. We've got people in here that can love you right back to where we need to be. So we're going to be patient with you. We're going to allow you to get your point across, and then we'll just go from there.
Okay. Okay, so okay. This is kind of hard for me because it brings up a lot of emotions that I've already dealt with. I've forgiven people who have hurt me. Let me just say that. But sometimes I do have moments where I can remember as if it just happened the same day. I will go back to last year. I won't really go into a lot of specifics due to laws being involved. I will say that. But what I will say is I always lead in any relationship that I've ever been in with love. Um, the relationship does not have to be with a man or a woman, like meaning being in a relationship with someone that I married to, or in a committed relationship. That I'm saying any relationship, my mother, my father, my sisters, whatever, I always lead with love, with expectations of receiving love back. But for me, I never received love back. um Hold on. um for me, I'm a very giving person, loving, caring, and I just want that from whoever I have a relationship with. And this is not to throw anybody under the bus, but I've been dealing with this since I was a kid. I didn't meet my real father until I was 21 years old. And the first times that I did meet him, back when I was like 8, 9, 10, I was told that he was just a barber. My grandmother was sneaking me to see him, but whole time I didn't even know that this was my dad. I grew up believing that my mom's husband currently was my father, and he is my father. Um, he ended up adopting me when I was only one. I only knew him. I didn't find out that he wasn't my father until somebody saw me at school, in middle school. I was about 14 years old, and they said, your daddy is such and such. And I'm like, no, that's not my daddy. And they told me basically that who I had thought was my father wasn't. I went home and asked, was this true? And I was basically told that that was the truth, that the person who I believed was my father wasn't. Nobody will understand that unless you've been in that situation, but it's a very hurtful situation. Um, Especially when things start to make sense. Like, not saying that he mistreated me, but I started to see he wasn't comfortable with me like he was the other kids, meaning
Your stepfather?
yeah, he would
Okay.
kiss them more, hug them more. He would be a father. He took care of me. I'm not denying that part. He was a good father to me, but I just didn't.
You didn't feel like it was a love that he was sharing with the other children.
Right, like financially he did, you know what I mean? He wanted what was best for me, whatever. But yeah, not really. So moving forward, it was so many things that I experienced growing up. It just is what it is. Abuse, being called out my name, whatever. So moving forward, getting into relationships, I think I yearned for a love that I probably didn't receive as a kid, but didn't know that this is what was happening. I did not know that I was looking for love in all the wrong places. So we talked about this a few shows ago, where we would notice red flags, but everybody's like, well, you need to take accountability, because when you see a red flag, you should leave or whatever. But for me, I wanted to fix the person that I was in a relationship with, because it's so easy for a hurt person to love a person fast. It's crazy. And I just wanted to receive love. Like, that's just what it was. But moving forward, I ended up getting married, and me and that person was together 10 years. We had 3 kids. It didn't work. Infidelity was basically the main thing, and I was doing what I do for any relationship. Um, I was basically giving more than receiving. I was buying things that I probably shouldn't buy as far as gifts go. Even
Trying
if
to
they
buy the
were,
love.
yeah, I was just trying to buy love. I was basically just, and I thought I was in love. And even though he was doing things like cheating or whatever, I just thought that he could change, and I could be who I needed to be for my husband, my first husband. Well, it didn't work. I ended up leaving that situation, getting into another toxic situation. And my last situation that I got into, again, I think I tried to buy love. And when you go into a situation genuinely, and you're really in this situation, coming in on no bullshit, like you're really in that situation trying to grow with a person and be, who you need to be for a person, and cheating happens, for me, that's the hardest betrayal for me. And a lot of other people can be like, well, it's just cheating, you can get over it and move. But for me, it's like killing me. It's like taking a knife to my back, literally, and stabbing me and telling me to die. Cheating for me is very hurtful when I know that I'm not a cheater, when I know I'm giving my all, when I'm doing my very best, when I'm just trying to be the best person I can be. I'm giving all of the love that I can give, and this is what I get in return. So I done some things last year that I'm not proud of because I found out that someone was cheating on me, and it just is what it is.
And that was your reaction to it.
My reaction was a horrible reaction.
Yeah, but you reacted to it in a way that you're not proud of.
I'm not proud of it, and it's caused a lot of headache.
Right. Right.
Just a lot of headache. But at the end of the day, this person is still living his best life. You know what I mean? The person that he cheated on me with is pregnant at this very moment. And it's like, for me, nobody's going to take that away from me. I didn't deserve it.
Right.
And people can say all day, you can heal from it. And I am healing from it, but you still have your down days where it's just like, it's too much. And it's not just that, it's just everything overall. My parents, the next relationship, it's too much for somebody that is trying to do the right thing by everybody. I'm not out here being malicious. I'm not out here doing wrong by nobody when it comes to my relationship. Now, I'm not perfect. Don't get me wrong. And I'm big on, if you don't want me, just leave. You know what I mean? But don't bring another person into the situation and then try to throw me under the bus and say, well, it's because of how you reacted to whatever situation. It's because of how your mouth is. It's because of this. It's because of that. When it boils down to, you just wanted to be who you were. And that's what's going on. Like, when you get depressed or you're stressed out, that's what happens. You can't eat, you can't sleep. It's like it just happened, and I don't understand it. I was in a space of, why is this happening? And I'm literally don't want to get out the bed. I'm not able to perform how I normally perform. And not only because of that situation, but I'm having a backlash with my job because I can't, you know what I mean, go and get a job like I normally would because it's something on my background pending, you know what I mean? And that's just the honest truth. But then you have the person who done this to you still able to move and groove through the world. I don't like that, and it's hard to deal with.
All right, so let me bring them up. For you guys who are just joining our live, we've been at this for about 20-something minutes now, and we had set out to do a Super Bowl party, but we're talking about something that's near and dear to Britney. If you will go back to Britney's page, Britney Arnold's page, a day ago, she posted a post about love. And so what we're doing is we're talking about, a specific experience that Britney went through, but we're actually talking about love and trauma, depression, some of the things that people are still struggling with today. And so if you're coming in at the last minute, we're just talking about that sometimes people, you react to things. Britney has felt like she has never really, truly, genuinely felt unbiased love. She has extended herself to everyone, and she felt like a lot of times a lot of the relationships were not repaid to her in the way that she paid to them. And so Britney is dealing with a lot of trauma. A couple of days ago, I saw that she had posted this, and it prompted me to call her, and we just kind of got to talking about that. And she and I were both thinking, here's the other thing. Here's how you know that this is something that God is asking you to do. Because she and I were both feeling that we should talk about this, but we hadn't discussed it with each other. She knew that we were planning this great Super Bowl party on Super Bowl Sunday.
But I wasn't even in the mood anymore. I just was like in such a damper space.
Yeah, she knew that this show needed to be fun. We were going to play some Super Bowl games, some sports games. But, as I said, we have a higher calling to heal broken hearts. And we don't take for granted that our 31,000 listeners, and I keep saying that because Tam said I should keep mentioning it.
Oh, it's at 51,000.
It's at 51,000. So we've grown 20,000. Our 51,000 listeners are struggling with some of the same issues that we struggle with daily, like depression, trauma that we have from past experience, whether it be childhood trauma, relationship trauma, friendship trauma, all types of trauma that we never really deal with. We just put it away. We just push it down,
And nobody
we don't.
knows how to deal with it.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. Like I've been in a relationship before where I was literally with this person 5 years, and he ended up having a baby with my cousin. Like, and because of who I am, I couldn't hate the person. I turned around and we became best friends. That little boy that he had with my cousin is in return my kid's cousin. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, it hurt. I had to see these people walk past me and she laughing in my face. You know what I mean? At a dinner. We in the same place, and she's walking past me laughing with my freshly ex-boyfriend, my cousin. And it's like, I had to deal with that and then still be strong and turn around and in return still show this person love, you know what I mean, and still have a forgiving heart. It's overwhelming when you're this type of person. I don't want to hate nobody. I don't want to go through life hating nobody, but at the same time, the things that happen to me and keep happening are hateful acts. And it's like, how can someone love me and say those words but end up doing those type of hurtful things to me? It just makes me say, fuck love. Like, I don't want it. I don't want you to tell me that you love me. I don't even want the friendship. Like, a lot of my friends that I'm still cool with, I've backed off from. I'm not answering calls. I've been doing this like quite frequently, like every, I don't know, 2-3 months. I'm just like, I'm not talking to nobody for 2-3 more months. I'm just in a space where I don't want to be bothered. I don't like people anymore because I feel like when I'm involved with a person, I am who I am. It's natural for me to love and cater. I don't care if you a male or female. If you're somebody that's connected to me and you, I guess what I would say, belong to me, you're considered mine now. And for me, I'm gonna give my all to a relationship across the board. We're talking about all relationships. I'm gonna give my all. So for me, I'd rather even not be your friend or just stay away from you because I do too much. And I'm aware of that. And nobody is doing the same for me like I do for you. So I'd just rather back away from it. I don't want to hear the I love yous anymore because nobody is giving me what I know I deserve when they say they love me. I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah. And then, going back to when I was choosing a podcast partner, when I announced that, I'd chosen you to share this platform with me, so many people told me things, and a lot of the things that they're telling me were Facebook. None of these people really know who you were. They were only looking and, saying, hey, man, do you know who Britney is? And, they were saying these things. And I'm assuming that these people were your Facebook friends, or they were watching some of these issues fold out back last year on Facebook and how you responded to those things.
Right.
You said today that you didn't respond right. But people will a lot of times not know what are the things that got you to the point of responding to that. They just see the response.
And that's the part that I hate because they will judge me off of, oh, she's crazy. Look how she's reacting. Look how she out on Facebook acting this way and acting that way. But then the person that actually is very disrespectful is looking like he the good person. And
they didn't see the things.
They didn't see it.
That made you react the way you react. They only saw the reaction.
Exactly. And that's the thing where I beat myself up about, because when you sit down and you think about it with a sane mind, you realize not only did I let somebody get me to that place, I also let them potentially cause me not to have clients, you know what I mean, professional I don't know, professional people that may want to work with me, they don't want to work with me anymore because if this how she act. When the whole time I'm a good person, I'm a loving person, I do have good character, and at the end of the day, when you hurt, you hurt. And I'm still not excusing the fact of what I've done. But the things that I had to encounter were, I'm talking about bottom of the barrel type of hurt. It wasn't right. I don't think nobody deserves that. Like, literally, I have to know that somebody that I was married to is getting ready to have a side baby with the girl that he cheated on me with. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. You know, we've talked about it. We've talked about it. But at the end of the day, how do you get past, like, what? I'm just supposed to
When you say we've talked about it, who are you
me and
saying?
him, we've talked about it.
Y'all have had conversations.
We've had
about
conversations about it. But at the end of the day, I didn't deserve that.
Yeah.
I was doing everything right by my husband. I was making sure that he was taken care of. I was doing everything that I think that I should have done to not be cheated on in that way. Now, I'm not saying, we talked about that too. Is it a right or wrong way to cheat? And no, it's not. No. It's not a right or wrong way to cheat, but it is a right or wrong way. It's like it's a thin line between right or wrong when cheating. But you don't
There's
cheat.
some things you don't do.
You don't.
Even if you decide to cheat.
You don't.
There's a line that you don't cross.
You don't. And
oftentimes as guys, we cross those lines consistently.
Yeah, and it's like, I feel like if you in a committed relationship and there's no marriage attached, not saying it's right, but if a person cheat on you and have a baby on the side, you can walk away from that easily. But again, the type of person that I am, I'm biblically bound. I'm spiritual. I'm not going to church every Sunday or preaching a word every Sunday. But what I'm saying is, I am big on spirits and, energies. When I align my energy and my spirit with my husband, I was serious about that. So there's no reason at all that my husband should have had an outside baby on me and tried to come back and still be with me. You know what I mean? It's a lot of that. So at the end of the day, I'm dealing with a lot. And guess what? He still deal with that person. You know what I mean? Of course he have to. They got a baby on the way. But at the same time, I have to deal with this from something that I didn't ask to deal with. All I done was got married and tried to do the right thing, and then now I'm dealing with something like that. And then, I mean, it just gets deeper. But like I'm saying, it's a lot of hurt that I have to deal with. And I have days and months where I'm good. Then I have a random thought. I could have a random smell. Like, a person can walk past me with cologne on and smell like him, and it pisses me off. Like, it'll throw me into
triggers.
Yeah, I have triggers. That don't mean that I want to get back with my husband or that I'm, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it hurts. It definitely hurts. Like, and I don't know what to do to heal from it.
So if you're just tuning in, we'll ask you to share. Please share our live. I think that a lot of people struggle, Britney. I'm a firm believer that you're not the only one struggling with love. A lot of people think that real love don't exist. Please share this. I will say this to you, and this is what I said to you the day we were talking. And it sounds so cliche. And you've probably been told this 100 times, that real love does exist.
Yeah.
And I will say to you that I question some of the marriages. I've been married several times. I know I felt like they loved me. I didn't take it to seem that because my marriage didn't work or because past relationships didn't work that they didn't love me. But I do know that real love does exist. And I will tell you, what you're doing today is how you heal your trauma.
Yeah. And I just want to say that my story, I'm not telling my story to make anyone mad or upset, but this is my story. When I agreed to do the podcast, I knew that I had to be transparent, and I'm okay with it. If I lose, I don't know, friendships or whatever, if I lose parentships, whatever, it is what it is. I don't want that to happen. But at the same time, I don't want to be silent about my story when I can help someone else. Um, and that's what I'm here for. Like I said, I love no matter what. I want to see people happy no matter what. And that's the part that drives me insane because I don't know how to hate even when somebody has done me wrong. Because for me, feeling hatred was love growing up. And that's, I think that's where toxic comes from. I grew up in toxic situations, and in some weird way, thought that meant love too, because I could get my ass beat and then turned around and was told, "Well, I love you, but you did that wrong." Um, no, not the way I got my tail told. But at the same time, I had to forgive and move on with my life, and that's what I've been doing since I was a kid. But I'm not gonna be chastised or felt like I'm wrong for telling my story. This is just my story, you guys, and I want to be transparent as I can be. Um,
So I actually think that it's really, really brave. And Tam, I see you here. I'm gonna come to you here in a minute. I think that it's really, really brave, brave for you to want to be honest about situations that people that are no longer in your life, and some of these people are still in your life. And they will probably have you that you embarrassed me. You talked my business. But I also think that that's a part of how you get through your trauma and how you heal.
Yeah,
And I go ahead.
A lot of people aren't into social media, and this can be a backlash. But again, this also can help a lot of people, or it can help one person. If it helped one person, I done my job. It is what it is. I feel like as long as I'm doing this in a very nice way, I'm not bashing anybody.
Right.
I'm okay with taking my accountability.
Right.
I have stated multiple times that I have reacted wrong in a lot of situations, but that still doesn't take the place that my hurt normally is brought on because of nothing. I don't just go out here fucking with somebody, or you know what I mean,
Being
starting
malicious.
stuff. I'm not doing that. But when things happen, I do react wrong.
And then people only see your reaction.
Yeah.
They don't see what happens that get you to the point that you react or you lash out. And so you get labeled as a troublemaker. You get labeled as messy. You get labeled as all of those things that people have labeled you, not knowing what got you there.
Yeah.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to open our information line. We've got a lot of comments coming here. If you would like to call, we're not through with this topic. 501-650-9726. 501-650-9726. If you would like to call and comment and maybe talk about an experience that you have, we're opening the phone line so you can do that. 501-650-9726. You can call now. You'll need to tell us your name. You'll need to tell us where you're calling from. And we'll just open the line.
And if you don't want to say your name, you can just say, "Hey,
You
I
can
just want to
say,
comment."
I want to be left anonymous.
Yeah, you don't have to just call and comment, because it's easier for you guys to say what you want to say, or you can just call in and read your comment off. And that'll help us out too. So if you want to call in and just read your comment that you've already put in the chat, you can do that as well, but it's open.
And let me also say that you kind of spoke on your job situation. So because you reacted in a way, you've gotten into some legal issues. And no, we don't have to talk about that. I was just trying to bring the people how sometimes the devil would be busy, right?
Yeah.
So you got these legal situations. And so these legal situations have kind of stopped you from being able to provide professionally because of jobs.
Yes.
A lot of jobs won't hire you, even though you have a current situation job. You're trying to get better jobs, get different jobs.
And let me say this, again, this is me being transparent, you guys. And this is me, I'm not going to just say I want to speak to the ladies. I want to speak to the men and the ladies when I say this right now. I don't know if this was his intent. I don't know. I can't say. But what I will say is we get into relationships and that person may be jealous of us. Um, this is just me speaking because it's just coming from just a real place. I have never called the police on nobody I've been with. That's facts. Um, and for someone to call the police on me and put charges on me lets me know I wasn't who I was supposed to be to this person anyway. Because, like I said, we can get ourselves in situations where before we met the person, we were good. Before I met this person, I had everything in order. I've been in my house that I'm in now, 5 bedrooms, 3 bath, um, 2 car garage. I've been here 6 going on 7 years, no help. And you telling me I get with somebody within 2 years, everything is falling apart. You know what I mean? I'm going through stuff that I shouldn't go through. I was a felon for 9 years anyway, and it had nothing to do with domestic. I was young, didn't know anything about surviving the right way, and I used to steal. And that's just the truth. I got caught stealing, and I went to jail for it. And I was on probation for 9 years. I was only supposed to be on there 5, but I kept
Messing
missing,
up.
you know what I mean, missing payments or whatever. But eventually I got off. I got my record expunged and I got my Class B license. I've always wanted to have my Class A license. I've talked about this before. And I went and I done that, but it happened after this situation. But the thing is, I've been driving over 7 years. And you telling me that I meet a person, I go through something that made me react like cheating, and then you telling me that now everything is being taken from me. I can't get a job. I can't provide like I'm supposed to. And it's like this person is still living their life. They're okay
Let
with
me
life.
let me say this.
Don't do what I hold on, wait. That was my point.
Yeah.
Don't do what I done in hopes of changing someone. Be okay with walking away because you can be in the situation that I'm in. I'm not no bum female. I'm gonna get out here and grind just as hard as a male. As a male, I will do whatever I need to do to provide for my children. We go on trips every year for each one of my kids' birthday. We're not sitting around for. We don't have birthday parties. We go to Florida. We go to New York. We do a lot of things, and it's like I can't even do this stuff because I have things on my background. And over me reacting. Again, this is me taking accountability. I reacted to a situation I shouldn't have reacted to. But at the same time, you at the same time, I didn't call the police on myself. You know what I mean? We could have did what we needed to do as a married couple and been done with it or whatever and gone on about our business. But the fact of the matter is I'm the only one taking accountability and I'm the only one being faulted for being maliciously cheated on. Like it was bad.
So two things. I will say, you feel like you're the only person that's being held accountable for your bad decisions.
Yeah.
I will say two things. The first thing is that a lot of times you don't know how they might be struggling and how God may be handling them for their wrongdoings as if he's wrong, just like he's handling you. You just might not see that. You might not see how this person is struggling, and this person may be depressed. I'm not saying that that's the case. You might not be privileged to that. But here's what I will say about God's kids. A lot of times what I found out is everything that I did wrong, I got caught. God did not have me out there living wrong. Every time I cheated, you asked me, how many times have you cheated? And I told you every last time. But guess what, Britt? Every last time I got caught. And so I'll say to you, because you're going through and you're struggling, God he don't want you to live that way. So he put yours out there so that he can build you up. The other thing I was talking to you, a lot of times God will strip us down. And I'm actually going through this myself through my previous marriage. And I haven't spoken on that. And believe me, it's coming. I'm just not ready yet. But a lot of times God will break you down. He will strip you of everything, your finances, some of your happiness. He will strip you down to build you up and to reboot you. But he has to strip you down. He has to make you go through a test so you will and truly have a testimony.
And see, that's what me and
Mike.
Tam was talking about. So I know
Tam, are you there? I need you to call
Tamala
in. I need you to
McElroy.
call in, Tam, if you're still watching. I don't know if you're in or out. You were on earlier. 501 650 9726. Tam, I need you to jump in on here on a call if you possibly can. But go ahead.
Yeah, so me and Tamala McElroy, she was trying to calm me down, and she was just telling me that basically, um, we don't know. We don't know what the other person's dealing with, whatever, da da da. But what it boils down to is, have we, have we ever felt love? Is that her? There she go.
Hold on. Hold on a second, Tam. All right, so y'all, we have Tamala McElroy that's calling in on the line, and we often talk to Tam a lot. I told y'all about how she's our strategist. I talked to you about how we talk to her daily, just about show prep and just topics and everything. And so we had almost a 2-hour conversation. Let me back up. I had a 3-hour conversation with Tam on Friday. It was about some personal things that I was going through, struggling with some of the same things that Britney is struggling with. And believe me, the reason why I think Britney is so brave is because I'm not ready to talk about mine yet. But I'm so thankful and grateful that she's willing to talk about her trauma, talk about her experience. I just hats off to Brittany Arnold right, today for just being so brave to discuss this. Tam, I got you on the line, and I requested you to call because you have heard some of these stories that Brittany and I are struggling with, and that she's going through. What would you say to our listeners that are listening today?
Well, first of all, good afternoon, everyone. Second of all, this is a very, very powerful show. Very powerful show that is much needed. And just to piggyback on what you said, we found ourselves, in this situation of the last 2, 3, 4 weeks or whatever, where we're having these extremely deep conversations. Either it be with you, Brian, or with you, Brittany. And so Brittany and I had a real ground breaking conversation on last evening. And of course, we're all so full. So of course you can't address everything in one setting. If we talk for 24 hours, 2 days, 3 days, it's still not enough because we're so full. You know what I mean? The reason why we're so full is because we've never had like a safe place or a safe situation where we can feel comfortable enough to come out, with our experiences and some of the things that we traverse through our lives and different things like that. And I say this: everybody does have a story, and everybody feels like their story is crucial and important and deserves, some acknowledgement. And so on and so forth. That's why I feel like this is extremely, extremely important. I was just excited about you guys having a relationship show. You know what I mean? Because like I think you stated once before, Brian, that relationship shows are on the uptick, the uptrend. They're some of the most successful podcasts out here right now because everybody is searching. For like-minded people that are going through the same situations with maybe possibly some solutions at the end. You know what I'm saying? Of their experiences. Okay, and I believe that's why. And also too, congratulations and kudos. I don't think you guys have been podcasting for a month yet, but you already have 51,000 subscriptions. I don't. I'm not a technical person, so I
Listeners.
just know that number just keep on. Yeah, it just keeps on jumping up. Okay. Now I've said all of that. Um, First of all, yes.
Tam, let me ask you this. Let me jump right in here, Tam. What would you say
Let's jump in. I'm
to
jumping in.
the person, to Brittany, the person who is listening that are dealing with their trauma and doesn't believe that love exists?
Okay. First of all, and I'm gonna say this, and it's a little, the audience needs to be ready for what I'm about to say. And I know it from my own experience. First of all, when you have two broken people
Mm-hmm.
coming into a relationship. Now, Brittany, we talked. I know about your background. You did espouse to me, about your prior relationships, your marriages or whatever. What I'm almost willing to bet, even though I didn't ask, were those men also traumatized in their backgrounds? Did they have an opportunity to see what love really looks like in a two-parent household, where they could see a man and a woman being treated with respect and love, with the ambition of raising children,
Mm-hmm.
to be whole.
My
You
first
understand what I'm saying?
my first husband did. He was in a two-parent household. His parents were together 40 years.
Okay,
And then
okay, okay.
my next husband, I don't think so.
Right. And then let's go back to the first one. Sometimes they can be together, because I was going to expound on that.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of couples that have been out here together for a long time. You know what I mean? But did they actually see two parents be loving without abuse, without, in other words, okay, I'm going to bypass that. What I'm trying to say is we as a community, you know what I mean? We, unfortunately, have not had the experiences of other ethnicities. You know what I mean? To be able, to be raised in proper environments, to be able to actually know what it looks like, to be able, to learn how, to actually be in a relationship with someone else that exhibits providing, protection. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Love, tenderness. All these things that you need to have a successful relationship. So what I'm saying is we often link up with people that have a lot of traumas like we do, expecting for them to know how to love us and treat us.
Right, right, right. They're broken
You
themselves.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're broken themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Too many times you have couples get together that have absolutely no understanding of what that really looks like. Okay? No understanding of what that looks like. Yes. Have they hooked up with people? Have they had so-called relationships? All that stuff. But what was it really based on? In other words, what did you really know about that person? Where did you ever even witness them to be able to verify that they can treat you in a particular type of way?
Yeah. The,
What history did they have
mm-hmm.
to show you in the door? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That this is a person that I can roll the dice with. That they're not going to abuse me mentally, physically, emotionally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or is this just someone that I have an attraction to? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah. Now, wait, what I, what,
Where was the resume?
yeah, what I,
Where
what,
was the resume?
yeah, what I hear you saying is a lot of times, hurt people hurt people.
Hurt people.
And
And we as a community have been extremely hurt.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Extremely hurt.
Mm-hmm.
The last, shoot, I just take America, the last 300, 400, some whatever years we've been here.
Yeah,
You
as
know
a
what I
community,
mean?
as a
As a
culture.
community,
Mm-hmm.
we have been, so what happens is people transfer and input hurt differently. Whitney, you were hurt, right? You were hurt in your upbringing.
Mm-hmm.
So your reaction to that is, I want to love. You have this high threshold of love. I don't want to mimic anything that I've been through. Whoever I get with, I want to be the opposite of what I experienced.
Right, right.
Sometimes when we hook up with people that have gone through similar situations that we have, or have gone through, their response is different.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I've been hurt,
Uh,
I'm not going to let anybody get that close to me. I'm going to treat them the way that people treated me. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, and that's where
Yes.
Wait.
I say I take a lot of accountability because at the
What I want to say to you right now, You don't have to take accountability for being you and being authentic. You understand what I'm saying? You did what your life circumstances brought you to a point to be. You understand what I'm saying? You don't have to feel bad or feel guilty because you know what I mean. You wanted to love on somebody.
So let me jump in here, Tam. And thank you, Tam, for sharing that experience. Thank you for sharing that comment. I'm gonna jump in here. Got a lot of people here asking what we're talking about.
That's it.
They thank.
I love y'all. Y'all doing a wonderful job. Keep it going. Hey,
Just
let's go.
stay tuned in.
I will.
Okay. All right. So if you're jumping in here, we're talking about just trauma. If you're just coming in, some people are coming in late. Today we're talking about just trauma. The fact that some people feel that that real love doesn't exist. We've got a lot of people that's kind of jumping in late that didn't know we were going to be as early as we were today. Do we want to read some of the comments, Britt? What do you think? Do you want to go back and read? Do you want me to read some of these comments, or you want to just?
I mean, I can read them. It's not. I mean.
Okay, it's not many. Brittany, check this out. Check that.
Lamar White. What's up, Lamar White? We already talked about it anyway. So, but anyway, we're gonna go here. So, Lamar, he want to know when can he come on the show. I did see that, but you said you was gonna call him, right?
So this okay. All right. So Lamar, I see when you want to come on the show. Listen, it has to be a time when it's probably just you and I think you know for what reasons. But hey, you're welcome anytime. Hey man, no time. Hey, I will always extend this podcast to you. I will even consider pushing Kentrail back a week if you'd like to come in next week.
And I won't be here.
So let's do we need to bring speed because people are wondering who Lamar is?
Yeah.
Okay. So for you guys that are just tuning in, Lamar White is his last name? Okay, Lamar White is Britney's current husband that she's separated from. But he's asked to come on the show.
Because I basically was speaking about our situation, but I do want to put a disclaimer out there for everybody that's watching right now. Everything that I talked about is my story. I have said, I'm not into it with nobody. I don't want to be into it with nobody. I think I'm at a point where I'm just over everything. So what I'm saying today is my story. It's not to cause any confusion, and that's why he's welcome to come on the podcast and say whatever he thinks he needs to say. Let me put that out there.
Lamar, you can obviously you can come on next week.
Okay.
As soon as you get ready to come on, no time is too soon. You're welcome to come in and tell your side of it, what you're feeling. So next week, if you want to give me a thumb up and confirm that you will be here on the comments, I'll push Kentrail back a week and we can dive into this next weekend if you want to. Go ahead, Brittany.
Okay, so Natay Harris said, "Oh, it's okay, Brittany. Thank you, boo. I love you." Shannon says, "I knew my sis Brittany was the best person for this job. I knew it instantly. I love it. I love you too." Tamla McElwer says she's here. Shay Allen said, "Oh, wait a minute. If I lose a comment, I'm just gonna keep going because I don't want."
I think Shay said, "Oh, I feel like I've entered a room full of emotion. I know I'm late.
Yes.
Sorry."
Okay. I can relate with you on all of these topics. Shay said, "Thank you, Natay, for sharing." Sandy Spears said, "Depression is real. Life brings us down from time to time. Love can hurt us deeply when it ends. This is absolutely no shame. There is absolutely no shame in asking for help to deal with life. You can't fully love someone else if you don't love yourself."
Yep, I agree with that.
Farron said, I'm that same type of friend when I was saying, I give or whatever, I love or whatever.
Yep.
Transparency and bravery of this time is amazing. It's going to free someone today, Tamla said.
Thank Tam.
Farron said, "It's still hurtful," talking about the cheating and stuff. Okay. Chickala Davenport. Chickala Davenport said, "There's so much I can say on this topic, especially being judged one-sided based on only what I have done publicly. A lot of us has reacted negatively towards situations. I have done things I regret of my reactions. It happened. I did it. People are probably still judging me and talking negatively about me. And these things happened almost 20 years ago. I had to learn how to get out of my emotions and more.
Move on.
Okay, and move on. People do not come into relationships to hurt us, but it happens sometimes. We love in the moment and don't know how to work through the hard situations in a relationship to people that cheat. Thank you so much, Brittany, for sharing. Excuse any typos. Okay. Um, Bianca says she's proud of me and the growth and the healing looks good on me. Thank you, B. And Marty says, what's the word?
Yeah. So yeah, let me ask you this, Britt. Have you ever considered going to get professional help for your trauma?
I have. I have gotten help.
Yeah.
I've been diagnosed with multiple things, and I have gotten help. I have.
Does they and does it help you? Does the help you?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you gained something from talking to someone?
I think I did. And for everybody out here who's wondering, like, should I go get some help? Am I crazy? Even if you're going in to talk to somebody, whether you're taking the medicine or not, sometimes just talking to somebody that won't be judgmental and just can hear you out is helpful. But for me, I needed it because in October of 2007, I tried to commit suicide. I'm transparent. This just is what it is. I was dealing with so many things again because I didn't feel loved by my parents. I wasn't understanding what was going on. You know what I mean? It was a lot that was going on. I don't know my daddy. This other man saying he my daddy. Oh my God, like what is going on? And at 17, I didn't live with my parents anymore. I had my own apartment and two jobs and 2 cars. You know what I mean? I was just trying to be grown and get away from my situation, and whatever I could do, I done it to get away. But I wasn't healed. You know what I mean? Like, so going to talk to somebody, I was able to talk to somebody and still going about my business and nobody judged me. But moving on, I don't think I need any more help. I feel like I've learned enough throughout my life to know what to do, what not to do, and all of that. I don't need no medicine I don't need to talk to nobody or anything like that anymore. But back then, before I knew what was wrong and how to deal with situations and stuff, yeah, you can go, get help. I think it helped me long ago.
Yeah. And for you guys also that's, like I said, are just on here, some of our comments, I've asked Lamar, who is Brittany's husband, and has asked to come on and tell his side of the story. And obviously we want to give him that opportunity. So I'm waiting on you, Lamar, to give me a thumbs up for next Sunday. If you want to come on and, tell your experience. And I told Brittany, oftentimes we think that, the person that we feel has done us harm is moving on and going on with their life. And, nothing bad is happening to you. And you kind of feel like God is just whipping you. He's just got his hand on you.
And I want to put emphasis on something.
Okay.
Let me emphasize, I don't really care too much about if the person is being, if they're getting karma, because I know everybody's going to get their karma. I know that. I know if I done wrong, I'm getting karma at the situation, which could be my karma now. If he done wrong, he going to get karma in it. Whatever. Everybody's going to get their karma, so I'm not much so worried about that. I'm just disappointed in myself. I'm disappointed in me. Again, I'm not really worried about the other parties. I'm just worried that
you're disappointed in yourself because you
I
felt like you reacted
myself,
wrong.
That too, and I allow myself to get in a situation that has caused my kids to they're reaping bad benefits from it. You know what I mean? Because we're not doing the things that we normally would do had I gotten into this situation, because I'll be working 40. I used to work 115 hours a week. I'm a worker. I'm going to do what I need to do to provide for my kids. And because that has been stripped away from me, I can't do it. So I'm disappointed in myself for allowing myself to let love take advantage of me. Love took advantage of me. I'm not saying a person. I allow myself to dig so deep into someone else that I allow myself to freely care for this person more than myself. I care for this person more than I care for myself.
Well, I will tell you, you don't need to stop the way you continue to love. And I know that you feel like you give yourself oftentimes too much. But God made you the way He made you for a reason.
Yeah.
And so, you know, you keep loving the way you love. And I think God will send someone to you and have you receptive. Because right now I'm hearing you saying, I'm not even receptive to anybody coming in my space and trying to love on me
And then,
because you don't believe it exists.
I'm going to say this. I have gotten to the point where I don't take nobody serious. And it's a lot of good potential men. And I was just in a situation where I was actually dealing with somebody who was a good man. Shout out to Man. He was a really good man. He was. But for me, selfishly, I couldn't get past certain things with him that I probably could have gotten past if I was healed for real. But it's like,
You saw some red flags or triggers?
it wasn't even red flags. For him, I'm big on looks. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that doesn't always play a factor when I'm healed. Like if I get with somebody who may not be up to par as far as looks goes, I can look past it. I'd be like, oh, well, that's my man.
Yeah.
But because I was in a space where I wasn't completely healed, I think that everything just irritated me. And that's just me being real.
You wasn't ready to move on
I
anyway.
wasn't, probably not, but he was a very good person. And like Tamla McElroy say, hurt people hurt people. You know what I'm saying? So I took it up on myself to realize I'm doing this man wrong. I'm allowing him to do this for me, do this for my kids. He's a good man, you know what I mean? All of this stuff. But at the same time, I know I don't even want him like that. I don't love him like that. Why am I doing this? So I pulled myself out this situation. Like, I don't want to be who I'm saying someone else was to me to somebody else. That's not right. So I pulled myself out of that situation. But at the same time, I'm okay with being by myself. I'm just okay because I know I'm not ready. Not because I don't think that I'm not healed, but because I don't trust nobody. I don't want to even get the plan, and you telling me that you love me, and I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
I'm done.
And I will agree that, you know, as I'm glad that you're honest with yourself. You're not bringing innocent people and continuing to hurt somebody as they've hurt you.
Yes.
So you're saying I don't want involved in any relationship. I look here and I see Lamar is giving me the thumbs up. So it looks like Lamar White, which is Brittany's husband, is going to come on next week. So that means Britney will not be here while he's here. I don't know if our conversation will take 30 minutes. I don't know if it'll take an hour. So maybe there's an opportunity for Lamar to come on next week and have this conversation and you come back. But next week
I'm
we're going
to have to come back because I know I'm probably going to say something that I need to recorrect.
Yeah. So Lamar White is going to come on next week and talk with us. I as I said to you earlier, I don't want you to stop being who God has made you to be.
I'm not.
I don't want bad experience, bad relationships, bad trauma to change who you are. Because the devil wins in that.
Let me say this right quick. Lamar White, I don't know if you playing or if you for real. But no, he wasn't you. He was way better than you. And that's not me being that's not me like trying to throw shots or anything. My next relationship, I don't want nobody that's gonna be a cheater or any of that. I want somebody who's gonna give me their all. So you a good dude. You just wasn't a good dude for me. We cool. But no, he wasn't you at all.
And Lamar, here's what I have to say as well. I mean, everybody don't mesh up well.
Right.
My current situation, my wife, I've been with her for 10 years. And she has always said the same thing that Brittany just said about you, to me. She said, hey, Brian is a good dude. He just wasn't the dude for me.
Yeah, he a good dude, but
and so with that being said, we don't mesh well with everyone. And you know, I think I hope that, you know, when my ex talk about me, that she do it with a great admiration, great respect. There's, you know, she's probably told this story probably as respectful as she possibly can. without demeaning your character.
Yeah,
So hats off to Britney for that.
I'm trying. I mean, not saying, but like I said, I don't want to be into it with nobody. This is not an attack on anyone, even the baby mama. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I did mention he has another baby on the way. This ain't even an attack on her. It's just my story. These are things that happened in my life that was hurtful. But yeah.
And then the other thing is we wasn't going to even mention your name, and you replied on here. So I want you to make sure that it was not anyone's intent to put you out there. She never said your name. You replied here, and so that's why I said, okay, is it okay to bring this up? So next week, hopefully you and I can have a productive conversation, and hopefully you come with the same spirit that she has handled hers today. And if you do that, I think things will be fine. We don't want to get into a mudslinging thing, and I don't think that that's her purpose. And he said, I'm talking like Morgan Freeman and shit. We go keep it hood. Well, hey, Lamar, I'm up for the conversation, man. I want you to come in, be who you are, tell your side of the story, and so next week, we'll be back at our 7:00 time, and looks like we will have a guest, Lamar White. Britney, is there anything when we talk about coping mechanism, how are you coping through this? How are you just getting through?
I mean, I just got to dive in.
Yeah.
Like, at first, I would do things like self-medicate. I am big on Ambien. I don't know if anybody knows it, but I have sleep insomnia. So I was prescribed Ambien, and it's just me being real. When it first popped off, I was self-medicating. I would take an Ambien during the day knowing I needed to take it at night, but I'd take it at night too, and it didn't even work. You know what I mean? Now, and that was me not wanting to deal with it. Now I deal with it. I take it head on. I do what I need to do.
Yeah.
I cry. I pray. And I just kind of talk myself through it instead of sitting there acting like this is not happening. You know what I mean? Going out, hanging with my friends, knowing that I'm battling something. You know, I'm just kind of trying to mask it. I'm not masking anything now.
You're
I'm
dealing
just
with
dealing with it.
Real quick, how is your relationship with Lamar?
We good. We talk sometimes. I feel like I said, I'm not here to hold grudges, or I'm just over it. So at the end of the day, I just feel like if it didn't work, it didn't work. I wish him well with whoever he chooses to be with.
A quick question: have you forgiven him? Okay.
It's just still hurtful.
Yeah. And so you understand that I believe, and maybe people have different beliefs about forgiveness, right? So I believe when you say that you've forgiven him, I know that you have conversation with him because I've been around you when you've been talking to him. So you can have a conversation with him. It seems to be a mild, moderate conversation. It wasn't any arguing and cussing or fussing. True forgiveness also says that you can, and this is where people differ. I think that true forgiveness is you don't have to keep bringing it up when you have conversations with them.
Right.
But you can move past this. Like, you can have a meaningful relationship and conversation with him and not still be mad about what is transparent on last year. So I would have you, and I pray that you forgive him. If you haven't forgiven him, that you do that, because if you don't forgive, it's not really for him, it's for you. And you stay locked in bondage. You can't get past it. So you need to find a way first and foremost to forgive him.
I do. I forgive him.
Okay.
I mean, like I said, it is what it is. My main thing now is just making sure that me and my kids are good. My career is good. I don't really have time to focus on hating nobody. That takes up too much energy. I don't have time to focus on wishing somebody not doing well. I'm good. Like, again, I have to deal with my hurt though. Like, it ain't about just him. I could be dealing with something that happened that me and my mama experienced when I was a kid.
Right.
It's not it's not like that. It's just more so sometimes you think about trauma and you be like, damn, like I really went through that. Like, why am I going through that, or why did I go through that? Like, what did I do to deserve to go through that? So, and then some days or weeks, I'm like, good. I would never think about it, don't care about it, and I'm good. So I'm not upset. I'm not wishing nobody well. I forgive. I forgive. It is what it is.
And then the other thing I would ask, and just me being, have grown to know who you are as a person, I think that it would probably be wise to pick back up or start back continuing, even though you said you've done that. I don't know how open to you're going back to your conversations, because when you have situations like the year anniversary that happened that had your whole day messed up, that tells me that there's a lot of trauma that you still not over as it relates to that.
And it is, but that don't mean that I'm not over us as a couple, or
No, I get that.
Yeah,
I wasn't speaking about you and Lamar. I'm saying getting over that situation that has happened.
But see,
still,
I don't know. I've learned that you can't put a time on grief.
No,
I don't know when it. All I know is when it happens, I just dive in.
And so what I'm saying to that is, I'm not asking you to put a time in it. What I'm saying is, I want you to be doing something so that you can get past it.
Yeah.
Like having some conversations with some therapists or some things that you've had that maybe you didn't finish that can help you get through it.
Oh, okay.
Because I think, first of all, releasing something like you did today is a part of, getting past your trauma. Talking with it, dealing with it, helps you get through it. But there are people that are smarter than me, smarter than Tam, smarter than that you could talk to that could kind of help you get past it. And Brittany, it might take years for you to get past that trauma. Nobody's putting a time limit, but I'm saying I think it would be very wise to start back up to try to get on the other side of that trauma.
Yeah.
And you'll know, I think you'll know when you're over it, because you won't be emotionally entangled by it. It won't. You'll be able to talk about it. And it'll be an experience that you'll be able to talk about it without getting emotional.
But I will say this: I'm a hard person whenever I'm pissed off. But this is me. I'm very emotional. I cry like really quick. That's just who I am. But even the person who ended up having a baby on me with my cousin, if we was to sit down and talk about it, I'd start crying, because I'm
and for all purposes, that was not Lamar, right?
No, that wasn't Lamar.
So all for purposes, that wasn't Lamar.
No, the person. I was about 15. And
you don't have to tell them.
Yeah, I'm saying I was about 15 when I got with that person, and about 5 years later is when he had a baby by my cousin. But anywho, yeah. So even when I talk to my mom and them, if I bring up something and it's just it brings me back to that moment, I'll cry. Yeah. I can feel it again over and over again, but I'm over it. It is what it is, but sometimes you never can really get rid of that type of hurt. It still makes you feel away. I don't care how old you are.
Well, I'll leave you with this, and I'll let you, end with whatever comments you want to end with. I'll say what I said to you at the beginning of the podcast. I believe true love still exists. I don't want you to give up on it. I know that you've never seen it. I know that you said you've never felt it, but it does exist. And, when you get to where you're healed and you can receive it and you get past your trauma, I think God will send you that person that will give you good, genuine love. I believe that.
I do too, but I want to say this for anybody that's watching, whether you're male or female, take time to yourself. I think a lot of us get in situations where we go through something like that, and then as soon as we're done, we go and find somebody else. We're going to find somebody else. We're going to find somebody else. But when it boils down to it, when you're forced to be by yourself, everything that you thought you were healed from is going to come back out. You're going to feel it. Then you're going to have to deal with it, like what I do. And it's just like, be by yourself for a minute, get to know you, heal from you and from everything that you allow to happen to you, and then you can love somebody else, and then they can love you, because you can't love nobody else if you're not loving yourself first.
Right.
We know that. So I can't honestly sit up here and say that I love myself. And that's sad. I can't say that I believe that I love myself. Forget do other people love me? Because that's all I've been yearning for. Oh, I want unconditional love. I want somebody to love me. But am I loving myself is the question. And I can answer that today with a straight face no. I don't love myself. Because if I love myself, I would do things a lot differently. I wouldn't allow things to happen that has happened, especially in my adult days. Now, you know you young and you still learning, you're going to make mistakes. But some mistakes moving on in your adult life should not happen. And for me, I've allowed things to happen that shouldn't happen based off of just one fact. I don't love myself. So get to a space where the goal is to love yourself. Don't look for love in other people. Love yourself. And that's where I'm going to leave it.
Okay. Tam is saying she believes that time does not heal all things. Trauma has to be managed. So she's saying that you can't, even though you wait and you talk, you know, you can't be healed from it, that you just have to manage your trauma, that it stays with you all your life. Yeah. I appreciate you guys for listening to us. Like I said, we had this great Super Bowl party planned. I appreciate all the comments who were saying that you were brave, that they understand. And I would say to you guys, thank you for living our podcast life experience out over these shows, because that's exactly what we do.
And
Britney,
thank you for the 51,000 viewers. Like, if we have to post it so that you guys can see it, we will show you. But again, y'all better start trying to sponsor now before it's too late. I'm telling you,
that all the time.
Y'all better start getting in where you fit in, because don't be trying to come up here when all the folks tried to support us while we was not nobody. You know how y'all do. Oh, they ain't doing that. Oh, we coming on up.
I want you guys to do this. It's so funny. I got something. I'm gonna say it anyway. I want y'all to do this. Tag some of these boutique owners.
Yeah.
Because I want Britney to have, you know, some stuff from these boutiques.
And I have stuff that I want to sell. It's just, you know what I'm saying. Like I said, I'm still robbing Peter to pay Paul, but baby, I'm a hustler, so I'm coming back. But I'm gonna be one of the people that be putting my stuff out here too for y'all. But yeah, tag the boutique owners. What you say, shoe boutiques?
Yes.
I want food vendors, because I like to eat. I want to try some food. Soul food too, but I want to try some seafood. I want to try some stuff like that. We want it all.
Yeah, tag them in here. And Tam is saying we need to do a part 2 to this. This is really cool. No, I was saying the 51,000 listeners that we have. It made me, we were told, I guess about 2 months ago, that this person we were trying to get on the podcast, and I don't be liking to call names, but this person that we were trying to get on the podcast, you know exactly where I'm going, right?
Yeah, I do.
And this person said, well, I have a bigger platform than they have. And why would I go on their platform when I'll just do it on my own platform?
Yeah, baby, we grown.
And then we watched that, and I said, well, damn, Britt, how many people does this person have? And you said, well, this person has 80,000. You know, on her platform. And then now look at God, 51. So we 30,000 away from that person. So maybe that person may 2-3 months decide to come on, because our platform may be bigger than hers.
We got 51,000 viewers. She got followers, 80,000 followers.
That's different.
That's a big
Damn. Let me have
he
my
love us
damn
so
moment.
old. He always trying to throw.
No, just let me have.
Trying to throw it in her face yet.
Bro, let me have my moment.
You had to wait till we got. You should.
Well, let me ask you this. So let me just say this. No. So our viewers, that's a better. I'd much rather have 51,000 viewers than 80,000 followers that might not be following.
That might not be following.
Boom. Now, come on now. I would much rather have 51 people that are tuned in listening to what we're saying rather than 80,000 who may not hear our live. Bro, that's what I'm talking about. So, yeah, Super Bowl contradiction. I think that the Chiefs are going to win. My brother is a big San Francisco fan. My sister is a big San Francisco fan. My team ain't in it. I'm having come on over. I'm having people at the house.
I know. What are you cooking?
We doing cheese dip, vegetable tray, wings, beanie weenies.
And I know B-Level gonna make sure everybody full and fed, so I might need to come give me a veggie or two.
And then we gonna go somewhere afterwards. I don't know if we're going to like Cafe Havana. I think they got something going on tonight. I don't know where we're gonna go, but. Big shout out to LaToya Marie. Today is her birthday, Bri.
Happy birthday. And tomorrow is my daughter's birthday, Nova Ann.
Nova. And then next Sunday, I'm actually gonna be talking to Lamar on my birthday. It'll be my birthday next Sunday.
Oh, for real?
That's my birthday
You
next
tell him
Sunday.
he better bring you a bottle.
Next Sunday, Lamar, you got to bring something to drink, bro. Next Sunday is my birthday, so y'all gotta tune in next Sunday. We're gonna be talking to Lamar White, which I think that's gonna be a powerful conversation in itself.
I think it's gonna be messy.
Well, I've put it out there that Lamar.
He already said he coming with the hood.
Well, I mean, when you say hood, he said I got my Morgan Freeman voice on. Because I be wanting to handle business. I can get hood. I promise you, Lamar. I'm right from Highland Court, so I promise you, you cannot
Street,
get.
Right?
No, Highland Court.
Oh, Highland
Not
Court. That's
now.
12th Street.
Yeah, that's on 12th Street. Yeah, you can't get no more hood than me. I just know how to polish that shit up and control it. But I think that Kansas City Chiefs, my Tampa Bay Buccaneers are not. So we're gonna thank y'all for coming in early with us this week. Next week we will be back at 7 p.m. next Sunday, back at our regular scheduled program on next Sunday. Thank y'all for sharing y'all afternoons. I know that y'all getting ready for y'all Super Bowl parties. Drink responsible. If you drink, don't drive. Have a designated driver so that you don't be arrested or get a DWI tonight. So have a great time. Y'all, thank you. Thank you, Britney. Thank you for sharing your experience.
No problem.
Okay.
Thank y'all.
All right.
Sorry that I got a little emotional.
You were good. We'll see you next Sunday at 7 p.m. Same bat time, same bat channel. Peace.